an NGO that is recognized all over the world. It has equivalent in the Islamic society called the Red Crescent. And the governments of Muslim countries contribute a lot of money to the coffers of the Red Cross Society. So the only thing that one can say, since the negotiation was not made public, it is very difficult for us to say for certain how it happened, but we just have to thank them for what they have done. But because we have so more girls, again, that are left behind, we need to keep our fingers crossed, encourage our president, encourage the Swiss government, and also encourage the Red Cross Society to continue until the last of those girls are released to us. Okay, just a moment, Honorable Sadiq. Mr. Wilcox, let me come to you. The negotiation process involved a swap of Boko Haram commanders for the schoolgirls. Is this a trend that should be encouraged in as much as it yielded a positive result?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on the program today. Drawing from what Honorable Sadiq has said, we cannot be privy to all the nitty-gritty of the negotiations. But if for anything, the group that has been championing this the issue of Chibok girls, that is Bring Back Our Girls campaign group, that has kept it in the front burner all this while, had always made the fact that, look, if negotiations will bring back these girls, I think it's worth it. Certainly, you must give something for something. And you are dealing with it is obviously clear to us now that we are dealing with a seriously well-organized terror group. It's not a ragtag one Boko Haram that everybody knows. We were dealing with a seriously well-organized, well-oiled, and well-machined
So when you say
group.
Negotiations that the Bring Back Our Girls have been clamoring
They've been clamoring for that, yes.
Yes, they were. To your mind, the issue of swapping,
yes.
How do you respond to that?
I'm sure, look, if you keep some of these men here, of what value will it be to you? Now, you've held these men for quite a while. You can't convict them. You've not been able to bring them to trial to convict them. You've not been able to establish prima facie cases against them. So, as far as I'm concerned, they are not useful to you in your keeping them. It's a liability.
Even if releasing them ends up constituting an additional problem to society.
Right now, the government of the day has taken look, that's why they are having a two-pronged approach to this issue. They are fighting the sects. They are fighting these insurgents, and they have cornered them to a level where their threat to the general society has minimized. Remember, before they came in, just like Sadiq said, before they came in, this government came in, about 16 local governments were under their umbrella. Today, I don't think any local government is under the umbrella. So they have substantially degraded their capacity to inflict those damages. So those men being released to them will just be like a gesture. Go and sin no more. Not just to release them for them to continue to perpetrate evil, but okay, go and sin no more, and then there will be more, because already you are having their data, you're having everything about them, and you already have some lien on them. So releasing them for those girls, I think it's a worthwhile thing, because those girls in the hands of this sect or this cult group, they are vulnerable. They are so vulnerable that, I'm sure if you see most of them, they're either pregnant, sexually abused, harassed, mentally tortured and destroyed. So releasing them, those 4 or 6 or 10 or 20 of them, I don't know how many.
82
yes. No, I'm talking of those that the ones you release, the swap.
Okay.
Okay, so if you release those ones, I think they are considering less evil, it's a lesser evil than allowing the girls to remain in the captivity of those dreaded men.
Mr. Shoma, you seem to disagree.
No.
Do you support that point of view?
Yeah, I agree with him because I want to put myself in that position as a parent. You know the torture you go through as a parent when your child is abducted, and so you really wouldn't mind anything government would do to release that child, and so you don't care if government would swap the entire prisoners for that your child, and so to that extent I agree with him when he said, look, even most of these prisoners that they are releasing, and when government, most times what the military have been doing, some of these commanders they arrest, they also take them through psychological reorientation. and what you call a rehabilitation. And so I pity for the commanders that have been released, because they might probably not fit back into Boko Haram, and then some of their colleagues might just end up eliminating them. Also, they might view them as infiltrators. But it's a welcome development. It is good to anything that will bring back those girls. But we should also remember that there were some other people that have been kidnapped, even though it was the issue of the Chibok girls that actually generated so much controversy. But there are so many other people that were kidnapped, and the government should do everything. Why celebrating this one and giving government kudos for defeat? They also should, put in every effort to ensure that other people that have been kidnapped that were not heard or celebrated also are released. But then, with all of this happening, what comes to mind is the fact that propaganda, it is, when you're in opposition, it's always not too good to play too much to the gallery. Because now, even with the release of the Chibok girls, there are still so many questions left unanswered. In 2013, Shekau was killed. In 2015, he was seriously injured. In April 2017, he was badly injured. In May, he released some captured girls. You now begin to wonder how many times will the Nigerian government kill this same Shekau? And then apart from that also, you ask yourself, we say Boko Haram have been defeated, technically defeated, and psychologically suspended or defeated. And yet, this is the same Boko Haram that we are negotiating with. That's why, for me, information is very key.
Okay.
Why encouraging government, but also let government also be clear and sincere.
Okay, we need to take a moment now. When we come back, we'll find out the meaning of technical defeat. Though the location of the Chibok girls is still unknown, how well has the Buhari government fared overall in the fight against insurgency? Join us again.